What's up, little babies? How we doing? It's great to be here, tiny little babies. Let me make sure everybody's on and everyone can hear everything. And we are good. Welcome to our very first Easy Ease review stream. We're going to go through your beautiful, delicious little submissions. And we're going to talk about how we scored them. And we're going to talk about how much we love them. And we're going to talk about maybe how much we love you. I don't know. If you behave, maybe we will. It's going to be great. It's going to be lovely. I'm so glad you guys are here. Let's get right into the news. First, let me introduce these lovely people. This is Austin over to here. He's my co-founder. He's amazing. Down below me, we have Will. And then over diagonally, we got Sam. Both amazing animators and designers. Welcome to the stream, y'all. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
First Easy Ease stream. Let's go. Thank you so much to those of you that we're going to be showcasing today who joined these first couple challenges and being our little guinea pigs. It's a very, very fun time. We're very much looking forward to looking at all these submissions. However, for those of you that may be here and not know what Easy Ease is, first of all, I'm sure there's a link in the description somewhere. EasyEase.co. Sign up for free. It is our new design and animation challenge platform. There's also other components on there where you can socialize with other designers, look at their work, see feedback that we've left on there. You can join journey mode, which is full of mock client briefs so that you can build up your portfolio with awesome, like based on real world client projects work. So hop on in, easyease.co, join up.
I wonder if I can make this perfectly sized right here.
You might be able to.
That's beautiful right there. Welcome to my easyease.co. Oh, it's a little jank. But yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is. Oh, yeah. We got that thin easyease.co. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go. Mobile.
Woo!
Mobile time.
Let's go all the way through all these beautiful submissions. That's a sneak preview. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm just giving it all away. All right.
It all away, man. What up, Fazy? What up, Ogid? What up, Bidarva? Teemo, good to see y'all. Jackson, how you doing? Leon, good to see ya.
Oh my God, the chat's going
the
crazy.
Whole gang
People are excited.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The whole gang is
give the people what they want. Are we ready, y'all? Are we ready?
I'm ready, man.
I'm excited.
Let's look at this stuff.
It's a review.
Let's go. So obviously I submitted, but I can't get any points, so we got a 0 out of 0 on that one. Disgusting work. Absolutely terrible.
Oh no.
There are 2 challenges we're looking through today, okay?
Yes, that's
We've
true.
got one design challenge called Fruitiganza, and that was essentially creating a poster inspired by your favorite fruit. You'll see some surprising fruit choices today, okay? We've also got Power, We Devour. I don't remember how the song goes. Anyway, Power animation challenge. You were given a theme for Power, and people interpreted that many different ways. You're going to see all different types of power. We also have 2 more challenges running right now. One of them, Bright, is an animation challenge, but we got a sound design studio to make some extra sound effects for it, specifically for you guys. But that one's already completely full. However, if, like Noah said, you guys are good little babies on this stream today, maybe we'll add some more slots to that challenge. Maybe. I don't know yet. We're going to see how this goes. But there is also another poster challenge called My Kia that is posters inspired by your favorite furniture. So be sure to hop in that one. That one is a little over half full, so get in while you can.
Yeah, there's not a lot of slots left on that one either. So let's get right into it. Teemo, I think is here. I'm going to make that full screen. Oh, my God, it didn't do it. Hold on, y'all. My full screen is being absolutely silly as
Do you want to just go to your like full screen view?
I do.
They don't need to see us necessarily while we're going through these.
She's being mighty silly right now.
Oh.
Okay. It's working now.
Cool.
I'm gonna put on some sound for you guys, since I know you love sound.
Teemo's like, no audio, no audio. We got you, don't worry.
And it loops. Oh yeah. It's vibey. It's jammy.
Did you turn on the audio?
I did. You guys not hear the audio?
I can't.
Oh, we haven't got it.
Oh,
Y'all
okay.
don't have it.
I mean, that's fine. We know how
Yeah.
it sounds. It's cool. It is instrument.
All right. I'll just leave that playing. Turn off the audio.
Please do.
Sorry,
Please
Teemo.
do.
This one's so yummy. I really enjoy the grain. I'm seeing it extra big right now. It's delicious. I do quite like it.
You're getting all grainy in there. All kinds of grain. How do we want to do this? We want to talk about, you want to go category by category, or do you want to go overall score, or what you think?
I think we just say this is the overall score. Here's the categories that we got, and then a
And
little
justify.
bit about why.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
But yeah, I assume you have that pulled up. I don't have it in front of
I
me.
do. I do. Just for you, man. I've got it. I can be a little scorekeeper. That's fine.
Awesome.
Teemo's submission for power got an 11 out of 20. That's a 3 in motion, a 3 in beauty, a 3 in technical, and a 2 in creativity. And here's why. Okay, this is what we're thinking. The glows look phenomenal, especially the tinting technique. I mean, we've got access. Don't tell anybody. We've got access to deep glow 2. I don't know how you're getting deep glow 2 levels of deep glow here without deep glow 2, but it looks really nice. Some of the things we think that could be focused on here would be follow through and overshoot for some of the animations, specifically on that power up slider. It felt like it was going to have a lot of impacts, but it kind of just like gets stuck up at the top there, and not a whole lot happens when that occurs. We also thought that the 3D ring scene felt a little out of style compared to some of the other shots, mostly from a saturation standpoint. When you add white in next to, or especially in a shot that's got glow on it, the glow is naturally going to increase that white space a lot more than it's going to increase the colors around it. So it kind of makes those colors look a little more desaturated compared to some of these other shots where there's less white. Really lets the colors shine. There you go. Anybody else have anything to add?
I wanted,
Not
yeah.
really.
With this scene, I just wanted more follow through, especially because it's so cool. But like, it goes up and then it just kind of stops. It could have had.
Yeah, there's like
flash.
such an opportunity for it to go kind of like up and then smash back down or something like that. I think that would be really nice.
Or do a little bounce or something.
Yeah.
Two more. But that's
Just something
you
needs to
got
happen
a
there.
pretty solid score. I won't even lie. That's like 3s in most stuff. That's pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Good job.
Well done.
Tight.
Happy days.
We got a couple things in chat. What up, Thazy again? Thazy says, "Are you guys affected by the hurricanes or not at all?" I wasn't.
Some of my
no, I
family
wasn't either.
was,
Yeah,
but they're okay, so don't worry.
they're
Don't
all
even fret.
good. Somebody else also said, Badarva says, "How to apply? Can you please clarify it again?" EasyEase.co. That's the website to go to. You don't need to apply. It's a free open beta. You just go sign up there. You can hop in some challenges. Motion by Scott says, "Is this all through the Discord or website?" The Discord, people are certainly chatting about their submissions and stuff, but all of the actual submitting to the challenges and the scoring and everything is happening on easyease.co. Hop on in.
Exactly. Next we actually have a little poster, so we're just gonna kind of jump back and forth between these guys as they are in my big list.
Cool.
Oh, that's so yummy. I'm gonna switch over to this.
Do you
one.
want to like
So you
right
guys can
click,
really
open a new
see.
tab so you can see the whole thing?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I sure do. I'm gonna do that. There it
Aha.
is. There she is.
Yummy.
Tight.
Look at that grain. Look at that. That's delicious. That's
It's
yummy right
party.
there. I love the blurriness happening, and the colors are quite nice. What feedback did we give on this, Austin?
This got an 8 out of 15. Now you might be wondering a little bit about the scoring system. The animation submissions are out of 20 because there's 4 categories with 5 points each. You've got motion, you've got beauty, you've got technical, and you've got creativity. Motion's pretty self-explanatory. Beauty is like good design. Technical is a meter of like, how did you do that? And then creativity is creativity. So on design, it's out of 15 because the motion component isn't there, if that makes sense.
Right.
So 8 out of 15, 3 in beauty, 3 in technical, and a 2 in creativity on this one. and our thoughts were as follows. We love the vibe. It's really cool. The focal point and hierarchy is really strong here. It's very clear where we're supposed to look. Noah's right. We loved the atmosphere and the color here. But it did leave us wanting a little bit more in terms of other elements. Right now, it feels more something like photography than more of a poster. So adding some sort of type or iconography or a bounding box could help make it feel more that way.
Exactly. More poster, less image.
But 8 points. Let's go. Get you up on the leaderboard.
Gets you up on that leaderboard. Come on now. Oh, it's making it even bigger. Amazing. We have another little poster next.
And that one was by MZK?
Yeah, the
right?
one before. That was MZK. Yes. All right. Next we have this guy. Open image, a new tab. Here we go. Oh my god, it's adorable.
It is.
What do we
This
give
one is cool.
guy?
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
It's just
Oh,
a
I can
fun
just do
one,
this.
man.
That's cool.
He's just a fun, happy little guy.
He's
This one
cute.
got a 10 out of 15, a 4 on beauty, 3 on technical, and a 3 on creativity. And it's basically everything everybody said so far. It's really pretty. The use of color is really nice. It really helps those two orbs stand out. And it's a nice composition as far as like where it pulls your eye. But we did feel like the type is kind of cramped up to the top a little bit too much. And because your other elements that are colored are also like above the middle point in the poster, it kind of feels like a lot of the visual interest is kind of pushed up to the top a little bit too much. That's what we were thinking.
Yeah. I'd love to see some more kind of like expressive typography that really filled up the sky. There's like such an opportunity just to have
Like
some
clouds or something?
statement
Yeah, it could
text
be
that
uh,
like
really
clouds.
does something.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really nice. But the illustration wise, I think it's beautiful.
It's
I
agree.
gorgeous illustration wise. Amazing work. That one was by Paulo Guzman. Paulo Guzman.
Follow Guzman.
All right. One more poster before we get back into power.
Let's go.
We have this peach.
Monsieur Peach
Monsieur Peach.
from Anshed is this one.
It is the wrong aspect ratio, I will say. So when you guys are submitting 2 posters, please be careful because they are not just 1080 by 1920 vertical. They have actually a different poster-specific pixel dimension. That is a common poster format, so they're a little bit squatter and a little bit higher resolution.
Same thing goes for the animations though too. Even though power is portrait, you will see a couple today that are in horizontal. So just something to look out for. But this poster by Anshed got a 4. Beauty was a 2, technical was a 1, and creativity was a 1. And we have our reasons on why. We generally like the composition. We think it's nice, but the texturing in some places, like especially the peach and the cute type, looks a little noisy and kind of grainy in like an AI generated way. We're not entirely sure that that's intentional. And the resolution of those elements also seemed a little bit lower than the other pieces of type, like the It's All About Peach on the side or the black peach and body text down below. So it just didn't quite feel like they meshed. It was like there were 2 separate pieces and they were kind of put together. But still 4 points.
So points, still putting you on the board, baby.
Up on the board.
That one was by Anshed. Thank you for submitting. Next, we got a power submission by Sahil.
Oh, you have to exit the full screen.
Yeah, click the X on the... Nope. Go back. Click the X on the thing.
I see.
There you go.
Yep.
I see what we're talking now. Here we go.
Gotta make sure you get the
I'm
audio.
gonna get a little bit.
This is
Probably
It's
copywritten audio.
It's definitely
Yeah.
copywritten audio, but
Yeah.
it's cool.
I'm a motherfucking millionaire. Foreign degrees, more than
All right, that's enough millionaire talking.
I am a motherfucking millionaire. Okay, I certainly feel that way now.
I got some thoughts on this one. First of all,
go ahead.
I like geometry. You've got some really exciting, interesting compositions in here. That's something that you did pretty dang well. One thing that isn't quite working is this pixelation effect. You got a lot of grain and a good amount of pixelation in some areas, and it kind of makes it feel more low res than necessarily an intentional effect. Some other things that could be done, that could be improved upon, are the motion itself. There's not a whole lot of cuts that feel like they're moving in the same direction or like they're extremely intentional. And then a lot of things are semi-eased or not eased at all.
You'll notice like some transitions here where the momentum is just not really carried through in as much of a way as I want it to. Like you'll get one element in the next scene that might move in the same way, but the background or other elements are just like stuck and sitting still, you know? And so it just kind of kills the momentum. If you keep everything generally moving in the same direction as your previous transition, even if it moves just a little bit, it'll help make those match cuts feel a little bit nicer. And I definitely agree about the grain. Might want to just try like a smaller grain with lower intensity or something on those. But this did get a 6 with a 2 on motion, 2 on beauty, 1 on technical, and 1 on creativity. Bam, bam, bam.
I think one of the key things with this one, just before we move on, is when you're on every cut, I think it's almost every cut, I don't think it's every single one, it's clear that you've not got like 0% on the one side of the graph. Like there's a little kind of slow point, then it goes fast in the way it should do. If you tighten that up to the point where the cut is the absolute fastest point and there's not even a frame worth of slower, you'll be in a much better position and things will feel generally more snappy, I suppose. But you see it all the time, and it's one of the most common mistakes is not having that full easing to the one side. But don't be afraid to do that.
I agree.
Afraid to go crazy with the easing.
Smash that curve to the side.
Oh, we got a cool one. That one was by Sahil. Thank you for submitting, Sahil. Amazing.
Thank you, Sahil.
We've got a really fun one next by Pablo Motion.
We do.
It's a submission for power. It is.
That's
I'm gonna have to go on to my other.
You are gonna have to go on full screen for that one for sure. But it's so fun, man. Also, for people who want to join a challenge currently on Easy Ease, there are only 9 slots left in the current poster challenge. We might open up more slots in Bright at the end of the stream. I'll let you know. But 9 slots in a challenge right now. Hop on in.
Easy my overlay so that you guys can see all of it. Here you go. Yeah.
That ending
sick.
is so insane every
so
single time. I cannot get enough of that texture. It is crazy.
The guy dropping is my favorite part, honestly.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
The sound on this is really, really tight. I love it.
This was easily one of my favorite submissions for the challenge for Power. I absolutely adore the texturing, and the color palette really makes it feel like it's like a kid's storybook that just started animating.
Yeah.
We have, I think any of the feedback we really have on this one is mainly to do with that middle shot where there's the like turbulent displaced background, because it just feels too smooth and it's like missing the texture compared to everything else that feels like really kind of handcrafted in there. And then the motion is a little linear in there and just kind of like squishy in the middle compared to the other 2 shots. But I mean, that was really my only feedback on that one.
Yeah.
I really like how you made these colors work. These are some very interesting and, quite frankly, not that often used colors. It's like purpley bluish. There's like deeper purple, and these greens are like, most people don't pick those colors to go together, and you really made them work, and that makes my little color heart happy. Look at that texture, by the way. Oh my god,
that's to be commended. Like truly, that end shot at first when we saw it, we were like, how? It's like you made colored pencils feel like they can bleed into paper the same way a marker can, you know? I love that technique.
Amazing.
This one scored pretty highly. It got a 13 out of 20 with 3 motion, 3 beauty, 4 technical, and 3 creativity. Very, very nice piece.
That's good.
That's pretty
Good job.
amazing and lit.
Well
Thank
done.
you so much for submitting, Pablo Motion.
Oh, I'm excited
my
for this
God.
next one too.
Guys,
Yeah, this one is really fun.
open image in new tab. Check out my lovely friend Olive's here.
This one's so fun, man. Also,
really good.
how bold to choose an olive as your favorite fruit? Because most of the questions that we got from the team when we were scoring it was like, is that even a fruit? You know? And it's like, it is technically, but it's just, you really made it work. It's so jazzy. This one is from Anna F.
Mm-hmm. This one's so good. Look at this texture. I'm pretty sure fruit is well, it's either fruit or vegetable is like a culinary term and not technically a scientific one.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the definition of, I wish I knew if it was fruit or vegetable. That's unfortunate. It's a fun half fact. But look at this.
According to Google, it is a fruit.
It's
Because
fruit.
it's got a pit, just like an avocado is also a fruit. Yeah.
That's
That's
amazing.
interesting. I didn't know that.
Amazing. But oh my god, and you got a little salami or whatever in there, you got a little skewer.
Mm-hmm.
You can almost
Look at the
taste it.
folds on it. You know,
I adore
like,
this. I really do.
It's so cool. And the texturing, can you zoom in on the like grain and stuff?
Yeah, you see this?
It's really, really nice. It's like colored grain on specific places. It's just great. Also, again, another one where it's like colors that I would be terrified to work with personally. But
This is one of my favorite color palettes ever. I love a green, a pink, a red, and a black, and a white. Like that is, you could open up my Illustrator, guaranteed one of the last 5 projects has been in this color palette. And the inclusion of this yellow over here, subtly, mwah, chef's kiss. This is delicious. I love the little signature. I love almost everything about this.
The first O in olives is an actual olive as well. I just noticed that.
This is delightful,
cool.
Truly. What did
Lovely
this one
piece.
receive?
This one got a very, very high 13 out of 15 with 4 on beauty, 4 on technical, and a 5 on creativity. We really, really liked this one.
That's a very good score.
Very, very
Especially
good.
for
2 points away from perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like that's crazy.
Well done. Oh my gosh.
Well done.
Look at that
Seriously.
detail. That's delicious.
Thank you, Anna, for participating in one of these first challenges.
Please do it more. I want to
Please
see more
do.
of your work. My God. Next up, we have this little ninja guy. Open
From
Origin New Tab.
Monsieur Motion Ninja himself.
Monsieur
Very
Motion
on
Ninja
brand.
himself. There
The
it is.
motion ninja submissions. This is lit.
He included some very fun flavor text down at the bottom here. It says
Yeah.
Crispin Appleton, Berry Banana, Peachy Clementine, Ginger Pearson, Cherry Stone, and Tommy Pomelo.
Pomelo.
Those are the actors inside the poster.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. I think it for sure could use some texture. There's some areas of like a lot of detail, like right in the background and stuff that doesn't quite stay consistent throughout the whole poster.
Mm-hmm.
I love this guy's little branch right here, by the way. Shout out to that detail. That's really cute. And how his shirt doesn't quite fit him. Very funny. Look at those traps.
That's really
My God,
cool.
he's buff.
Yeah, our main notes were what Noah said, the detail, the concentration of detail, especially in the background. Like we couldn't quite tell what it was. I think now that I'm looking at it again, I think it's supposed to be like a train going by in the mountains, but like I'm not quite sure how that fits into the poster. It's just kind of a good bit of detail back there that might not be needed. And then stroke width consistency. Also, there are some spots where the lines are just like thick or thin, and it's not quite clear like what the visual system is. So probably a little bit of work to get done on that.
I like generally this text. I think that a lot of this text could have been incorporated in a little better. and the changing of the colors. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 different colors you're using for the text on here, when you kind of have more of a limited color palette kind of vibe. And some of the little notes, like the sword itself, doesn't stand out as much as I'd like it to, and it's got a nice composition, but it doesn't have a extremely clear hierarchy.
Yeah.
Overall,
Yeah, it could be interesting to have some of the fruits being cut in half because you can see the sword and you can see
I agree.
the fruits, and like it would be so interesting to have some of them in the background just being cut in half.
Sam's violent today.
No, I think it's a cool idea. I like this a lot, actually.
Poppy wants more texture. Make sure you add a little texture to your posters to make them feel more cohesive, alive, and less just like the vector art.
But this one did get a 9 out of 15 with 3s across the board: 3 beauty, 3 technical, and 3 creativity. Thank you, Motion Ninja. This won't be the last time you're seeing him today.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He may do the motion part in a moment.
All right. Next up, we have another submission for power, and then we'll get into some of our very favorite submissions so far.
What up, Johan? What up, Christian? Essence of Motion. Oh, Sahil said, "It's a pleasure getting reviewed from you. Thank you for your valuable feedback. Can't wait for the future challenges."
Heck
Hop on
yeah.
in, y'all. Also, I see you sneaky people joining this other challenge while we're doing this. There are only 6 slots left in the poster challenge now.
Oh, that's true.
And the animation challenge is completely full.
It's
But-
completely full.
Yeah.
Literally tell us if you want more slots. We might add them. You guys have
We
been
might.
lovely so far, so might just
Easyease.co.
get more. All right, here we go. We have this guy. Does he have sound? He's got no sound, so
No
nothing's
sound.
wrong. He just doesn't have any sound. This feels a little bit like a Ben Marriott match cut tutorial to me.
Probably is, in at least inspiration, I would say. My biggest piece of feedback I could offer here is just design wise with the styling of the fist compared to those other 2 objects. It would become a lot more integrated with the design if it had the same strokes and like half shading as those other ones, because it's just completely flat here with the lines. It just feels out of place compared to the other 2. So just carrying that design style across would help it feel a little bit more in line with the other pieces.
I'm kind of digging the like little effect you did for the fireball at the top here. I think the roughen, or however you're getting this rough little edge, is a fun little addition. So good job on that. Some spice. I like the spice.
Cool. Do any of y'all have thoughts on the motion? I'm sure you do.
I think it's nice. The match cut from the magic wand to the sword is kind of nice. Like not really any complaints. I mean, maybe you'd make the sword kind of slow down a bit and then go again. But in terms of the sword to the fist, it's like we're going different directions. One's rotating, the other one's coming down. Like at a glance, it kind of works, but then
Yeah, it would work better if the sword itself
work better.
stood upright and then just went down like that, which is the same movement
Agree.
that the fist is doing.
Yeah,
Remember,
like
just
maybe
because things are moving in a direction doesn't mean they'll necessarily match cut, because it's the overall motion that needs to kind of match. And in the sword's case, it's rotating more than it's moving down perceptually. So it doesn't quite match cut well with the thing that's just moving straight down.
For sure. Like what I'd kind of like to see is like the sword maybe come back and then maybe spin around and plonk down kind of thing. And maybe that's a nice match cut.
Olgerd is right in the chat as well that like it's a similar note to what we had before with Sahil. Like your momentum is getting just like smacked with a wall, you know, when you get through each of these shots. It stops and does the little like ricochet bounce, but there's no visual indication on like why that would happen, you know? So it kind of feels like we're just being jerked around a little bit, you know? So you might want to smooth that out or find a way to carry that motion through to where it feels like it gets to a natural stopping point rather than having to stop it in midair like that. But this got ones across the board, 4 points up on the leaderboard for you. Snap.
Boom. He's up there. He's on the leaderboard.
On the
All right,
leaderboard.
next Things are getting moved around because people are submitting right now to things. Next, we got this one by Leon. Y'all, we adore this one.
This one's sick.
I'm gonna just say it
This
right
one's
now.
so sick.
This one's fire.
There's no audio on this one, but it is really cool.
I wish there was audio on this one. Check it out.
I do
Look
too.
at the cell animation, y'all. Oh my god. Tight.
It's so pretty, man.
And it loops really well. I just want to take a moment to appreciate these frames right here.
Same.
Not only because of the texturing and how it's different per element, but specifically for the colors. I think these colors need to be commended right here. They are so beautifully vivid in just the right way. And it makes my little brain happy, and it feels like whatever subtle effects you added also feel like it's almost glowing in a I feel like a little chromatic aberration in how you see these lines have a little orange tint on the side of the darkness. It's really good. These frames are top-notch stuff. I really love them.
They are. These are also, this is done by Leon, who's in the chat now.
Shout out, Leon.
Shouts out. Thank you so much for submitting. This thing is really sick.
Good stuff.
It's really smaller. I love it. And then
It should show how good it is that
good
like
stuff.
one of the only pieces of feedback that I have is like, oh, I wish it had sound. You know? But we did have a couple notes that we thought could make this a little bit better. Mainly surrounding like some of the continuing motion of this guy going back. It would have been nice, I think, to ease that out a little bit more. He kind of just gets like locked into place at some point where the other animation that you're drawing there feels really smooth. So we felt the contrast there like didn't quite fit as far as motion goes. But it's really cool. It's a really, really nice piece. And the texturing, I don't think can be given enough credit, you know, because it's just in every different element on there, you're seeing different textures, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it. The section where he moves back right here could use a little bit of smoothing.
You also had a note about the brightness in that section too.
He jerks
It
around.
gets kind of muddied out.
It's true. I see what you're going for when you lower the brightness and you make it kind of gray. And I think that the gray itself takes away a little bit. Maybe there's a world in which it could be cool to invert the colors and use black and then make him like a white stroked kind of thing.
I was thinking that.
Something like that. Commit to the bit is what I'll say in your designs. Commit to the bit. Gray is also technically like a shade / color. So use it intentionally, and it doesn't feel like that decision was as explored as it possibly could be.
Because we assumed that this was like a let's get it darker so that the explosion of color feels like way more euphoric, which I think happens. But just imagine how much more euphoric it would be if it was something like Noah said, where like everything's black and he's now in white outlines or something. Just more contrast there.
Yeah.
But those are our only main notes. This one got a 14, 3, 4, 4, 3. 3 on motion, 4 on beauty, 4 on technical, and 3 on creativity.
Really
well
good.
done.
I really like how this builds out, by the way. The beginning right here. Delicious. Thank you so much for submitting. That's fire. That's really good.
Yeah, good job, man.
And that one was by Leon. Now we got one of my favorite posters. One of my other favorite posters. Check this one out.
Same.
Check this baby out. I'm gonna open that image in a new.
You always look down there. Like...
Here we are.
Always at the top. This one's so fun, man.
That's amazing.
It's so creative.
We should have juiced up for this kind of deal. That's so funny.
Before we even give any feedback, this one was one of the highest scoring for the fruit poster, but like this was our only one, I think, out of everything that got a 5 in a category, and it was the creativity, because it's just like
it's such a good concept.
So many fun references, and the concept is just really, really strong.
You made so many good references. A Quentin Tarantino film, Tangerino film. Fucking so funny. I love that. should have juiced up for this kind of deal. Say pulp again, I dare you. I double dare you. The way that they're
keeping.
hold on,
Or,
just
sorry,
wanna
go ahead.
point out how they're connected to juice boxes in their
Mhm.
pockets.
Yeah.
So
Is
funny.
that like ammo? or
And
something
that's
like
how
that?
they shoot. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
like
that's
also
good.
the like little pieces of the fruit, like the leaf in the hair,
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
it's just the attention to detail and the thought behind each of these decisions is just it's really obvious.
It's really good.
And it just makes you excited to keep looking at different parts of the poster, which I think is
Mhm.
very key.
Yeah.
The little leaves on top of their heads could be like a fashion trend. if you
Yeah,
could.
I agree.
In like rave culture, sometimes people will they'll have like little sprouts going up off the top of their heads. I
Mhm.
forget exactly what it signifies. I think it means like you're open to stuff, but like just new experiences. I don't know, but you see that
Yeah.
sometimes too, and it kind of reminds me of that. My note here is a typographic thing. The way that you've laid out your text feels a little bit less like a poster vibe. It feels not extremely intentional. It feels more like a magazine cover. I don't entirely mind it, but I think there are some areas where the text could be better. You're using a kind of display font for all of it. And some of the colors aren't exactly my very favorite. For example, we have a little drop shadow here that doesn't exist anywhere else. And with this illustrative style, this drop shadow cheapens it a little bit.
It's more of a consistency thing, like the styling. You maybe could have had an easier time with the contrast if you kept the treatment of all the type similar to the treatment you had for the illustration that you drew down there, you know, because they do feel a little bit separated at the moment. But this one still scored very highly, a 12 out of 15 with a 4 on beauty, 3 on technical, and a 5 on creativity.
Well done. Amazing
Well
concept.
done, Tom.
Good job.
Thanks,
Love it.
Tom. Oh yeah. Well
Boom,
done.
boom.
These are fun, man. This is good. I'm
These are
glad we
great.
finally have another spot to be able to put all these.
Now we're getting back into some animation, so get excited.
I am excited.
This one is, I don't know if this one has sound.
It
I mean,
doesn't.
It doesn't.
I think it does. Wait, it doesn't?
It does.
This-
Oh, it does. It does. It's real loud though. You want to make sure you turn it down.
Wait, does it really?
Yeah, I didn't remember it having.
Yeah, I
it, but
remember
it does.
some.
All right, I've
Yeah.
turned it down. Here's what it looks like, y'all. And it loops. There we are. It's a cube. It's a cube. It's got letters in it. Here, let me tell you what I like about it. I like the outlining of this here text
I agree.
when the letters are like they're actually moving in and out of the cube itself.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice little touch. You got some nice attention to detail. And this like blue fire effect that feels very Cell and almost like Dragon Ball Z-esque, I guess, is really sick. I dig it. I really do. Tell me about the feedback that we gave on this one, Austin.
This one, our main thought was just wanting more movement generally. It just kind of feels like everything's pinned in one spot, and we just kind of had a camera that happened to be watching there, you know. But we could have maybe had a little bit more build up and storytelling through maybe you're looking at it at the side at first, and then you like pan up to the top when it gets all powered up. Maybe you see it sitting down in there first, and then when they hit, it really like pops out and does some cool like overshoot thing. But main thoughts were definitely like we wanted a little bit more movement across the board, maybe like some changing of scenery, and the movement itself felt a little linear at times, especially the cube growing into frame.
Exactly.
But I do agree with Noah on the highlighting of the letters, and I think that's fun. But this one got a 4 with ones across the board.
Exactly.
4 on the board.
On the board. And we're back to with everybody.
Joel says pulp was a kind of magazine, so that's thoughtful.
Oh.
I didn't know that, actually.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That's cool.
That is good.
Very sneaky. This is one of my favorites.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we looked at.
This one's fun.
This is nice.
This one's a good time.
This one have sound. This one does have sound, doesn't it?
It does. It's
Good
the one
sound
that has
design.
a lot of sound design. I really appreciate
Yeah, it's pretty
that,
peaceful.
actually.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it just makes you smile, you know?
Just makes you happy. It does. It does.
This one is from Torrey Dylan on easyease.co. And before we get into the other stuff, it got a 13, scored pretty highly with a 3, 3, 3, and a 4. It was kind of surprising. Like, I think this is something that a lot of people could learn from, in the sense that it might not be like a super shiny 3D thing or something with a lot of glows or whatever, or some of those things that are just kind of like on trend at the moment. But the willingness to commit to the style and keep everything living in that world makes it feel really intentionally designed and makes it feel nice. Whereas like if there were a couple of these scenes that were in a completely different style, or like the strokes were gone for some reason by comparison to the other ones, it might not look as nice. But I really admire the commitment to the style and like understanding those rules, you know, that he set out in here. Also, we just have to compliment the sound design. I mean, it's like every single thing has its own ambiance, which I really appreciate. But those are really my thoughts. There's a couple moments where the motion can feel a little bit linear, but I honestly think it kind of benefits the piece in some ways. It just depends on the scene. But what do you guys think?
I agree with that.
I like your bounding box.
I
She's
also
cute.
like the bounding box.
You play with
and
it.
the willingness to
go
break
out
it
of
sometimes.
It's a good time. It's like a nice little fun element. I appreciate that. I really do.
It's nice how it expands out when it gets to the car as well. It's like we zoom out, but then also expand the box. I wonder if it would be nice to then zoom back in on the battery and then explode. You know, that might be a really, really minimal touch, but that could be nice.
I also like you had a really creative interpretation. You did the circle motif,
Mm-hmm.
and then you like make motifs and then you break them, and then beyond just like pure power, then you move to like social power with the message to vote at the end. I think that was, you know, clearly you got good at setting up equations and then going outside of them, and I think that's really fun. So very creative work.
I agree. That's why I got a 4 on creativity.
Yeah.
This is great.
Good stuff.
Very, very nice.
Good stuff. Next submission. We're making it through it. Okay. All right. We might need to
Alright.
speed
The
up a
blue
little
one.
Not
bit.
that one. Not that one.
That's bright.
Oh, sorry.
The
That's
blue
okay.
one. There we go.
This one? This
Yeah.
one I'm talking
Yep.
about. Boo doo boo boo boo. Y'all want some Mograph? Here you go.
Choose some Mograph.
I am curious about this one. I have some curiosities. First, I want to say I think this tunnel is really fun. I like the movement of it. What happened with the end though? Like what's going on here? Is it like a circuit board? It's a little strange to me. I won't lie.
I think the reason it feels a little off is because of the elements there being a little bit more photographic. It feels almost kind of collage. The texturing at the end, whereas everything else is pretty much vector with glow on it. So it's more of like a consistency thing, I think, including the smoke and the more photographic bits at the end just don't feel quite in line with the other scenes stylistically. Well, and the like fading on compared to the match cuts and the other stuff. But that
Yeah,
could
the
very
whole
well
training.
have been like a time limit thing, you know?
This one's fun. What did we score it?
It's nice. That match
this-
cut on the
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the match cut on the square kind of like jumps at you. It's like if you watch that thing kind of evolve into the next scene, I think that would have been a really nice moment.
Yeah.
If all those lines maybe extended out and became
Yeah.
what then became the grid lines, that would be really nice.
It does kind of just like switch.
It
there.
just sort of, it's like it's a what's trying to be a match cut is more of a cut because of how little speed and momentum you give each side of that. So
right,
yeah, he used rotation for it, which is good. But I think one thing to make it more realistic is if you do rotation plus a zoom in, and then like it goes away, so you have scale and rotation as a match cut.
Yeah,
agreed.
I mean, we can look at the easing here. On the rotation here, oopsies, I opened Creative Cloud. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, that's what we need now. Yeah.
On the rotation here, the background doesn't rotate, it's just the cube, and the actual rotation itself is like only a few frames. We only get like maybe 3 frames, and then this cube is, or this square is already like 45 degrees, and when it comes in, it doesn't rotate that much, and it kind of scales a little bit. And also, this is annoying my OCD, sorry. These lines are not aligned. And then it rotates more. Whereas the match cut, if it had more frames of it starting to rotate, and it got fast when it rotated, and then this frame rotated fast and then slowed down, and it could then speed up again if you wanted it to rotate more after. But it just had more rotation at the beginning. The match cut would be better.
I agree. This one got a 6 out of 20 with a 2 in motion, 1 in beauty, 1 in technical, and a 2 in creativity.
That is correct. Thank you.
Thank you, Godwin Olotunde.
Thank you
for submitting. Next, we got a submission by Rohit. Right? I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, Rohit, that's right.
Sick. I nailed it first try.
You did.
Here we go. We do not have sound on this one.
Nope.
Power.
There
it is. Said the word at the end. Roll credits. Let's go.
For this one, we thought the concept was really fun and the transitions were super creative. Motion-wise, it's pretty good, but this last shot feels like it didn't get the same amount of love motion-wise as these other ones did. It doesn't feel like it's being given the time to do like a match cut or some sort of acceleration or impact off of the line that goes up there. Really, really nitpicky thing, but we did notice that on the soccer ball, it's got like free pick watermarks on there. So just make sure to like clean that up if you're doing things like that. I personally think that some of these shots have really, really strong design, especially the thumbnail where it's like the fist that's punching into the air. I think the design is really, really strong on those, and the color usage is great there. But there are some spots where like you've got the really bright green and the blue right next to each other, and they're kind of like competing for like contrast there. I might have gone for like a darker, maybe a little less saturated blue back there so that the green really pops, because like right now it kind of feels like they have a similar amount of value. And final note, we thought that a lot of the compositions were just like slightly off center, either to the left or the right, throughout the piece.
It's trying to do that intentionally. I don't think it was that intentional though. Like he's off to the left, he's still off to the left, and that's off to the left. It's just like this is not centered. I like this little guy.
But this one got a 9 out of 20 with 2s across the board, except for a 3 in creativity. Well done, Rohit. 9 up on the board.
He's on that their leaderboard. I'll tell you
on
what.
That leaderboard. Not that one.
Not that one. Sorry, you don't guys. You don't see that. Oh, this is a fun poster, y'all. This
one's really fun.
I'm gonna stay zoomed in for a sec because look at the texture on this. Look at the texture.
Yeah, the details are
just
really good.
Imagine how difficult that must be to have the lighting feel that consistent across all of those textures. You know, like it feels like a photo, even off of the ink from like a bad print from all the black ink on the radioactive banana poster within the poster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
really, really nice. I have to commend that.
Yeah, this is so much fun. I really dig it, even though it's not like super duper hierarchically organized. I kind of like the disorganization. It plays into the theme that you're going with. It's just like a desk. Observing banana ripening, day 3, still yellow. And you got so many fun, interesting textures, and you really went off on this one. I like it a lot.
It's really fun. Our only real note was about the composition, and that was like it works in its favor if like you're thinking of it more through an artist lens of like, oh, I'm gonna spend some time, like I want to look at all the details of this and like find all the funny jokes in here. But from like a design perspective, it's just not quite clear where you're supposed to start, because there's so much interesting stuff to look at. But the technical ability was really, really great. And we thought it was really creative. So this got a 12 out of 15 with a 3 on beauty, a 4 on technical, and a 5 on creativity. Well done.
Very creative.
Wizard.
I want more. You know what I mean? Like we have some empty space in some of the areas, and it's nice in some ways, but I still want more. And that's why you should submit to the next poster challenge, because I want to see more of your work, please. And thank you.
Pretty please.
Great job, Wizard. Next we got a peach. Peach.
Ebon.
Open image, new tab. And here we go. I'm getting so fast at this.
You are.
Here's the peach.
I can just read our feedback for this one if you want. Okay. Ebon, thank you so much for submitting. This one, our feedback was that the type felt a little cramped for the size of the poster. There's a lot of information to get through in there. And it being center aligned while everything on the poster is left aligned felt a little strange.
It's unbalanced.
Also, adding a leaf to the peach could add a nice pop of color in here so that it gives you like one spot you're like really supposed to look at to start with, because it's kind of suffering from a similar like, am I supposed to read the thing down below, or should I be looking at the peach? Or, you know, compositionally it might need something to ground it a little bit more. And then our main thought was to just be careful of your imagery, look at it from some different perspectives and things, because it may look like something that you don't want it to, depending on what someone's thinking. Those were our main thoughts.
It looks a little bit like a little butt, with a little poopy.
A little bit like a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit like a butt.
Just a tiny bit like a little bit. Also, only 5 slots left in the next poster challenge, so hop on in there, easyease.co. Hop on in, make some furniture stuff. Maybe a piece of furniture inspired by fruit.
Y'all are blowing it up. All right. All right, y'all.
This one got a 3 out of 15.
Yeah.
Ones across the board.
Points. Oh, guys.
I'm so excited for Shabir.
I know.
I'm so excited.
Here we go. Shabir. My boy.
Shabir.
Yep.
Brother. This one rocks. This one's great.
This is really good.
This one's nuts, for real. Just like it says,
is so nuts.
Up here. I can't scroll sideways. How do I scroll sideways? No. That's okay.
I think you hold shift and scroll.
Nope.
Ooh.
Oh, just kidding.
This is nuts.
Just look at all the fun little notes in there. Like, coconuts are not my favorite fruit, but no other fruit's coming to mind right now. It's like almost a little like journal entry at the same time. It just makes it feel like there's so much more personality.
For Easy's and the little crown right here.
That's cool. Not the reason why he got a high score. Okay,
I didn't even notice. I'm just noticing that.
It just happens to be in there.
Look at the amount of detail in like how the outline is like clearly, all of it's very hand done feeling. Even this little like stray thread of coconut gets its own little outline area. That's really nice. It's just, this is so cool. Nuts has like these little strawberry nut things.
It's really well grounded as well compositionally, and you can like it feels like it's got movement to it. You know what I'm saying? It like feels animated even though it's a still frame. When Noah and I were looking through this, I didn't even realize that it said shell in those fragments as well, which is very cool to still manage to include another message in there. I didn't notice that at first, but it's really, really nice. And it's got all of the little like fun things to go look for, like with the banana one we were looking at. but the composition just feels really nicely grounded, and also just the attention to detail on like Coconut Productions, like making a logo and a whole like brand out of this thing. Feels really nice. This could easily be packaging on like some like coconut sorbet or some ice cream or something like that.
I would stop and look at this if this was like on a bus stop or something. Like this is good. Every time I look at it, I'm noticing more details. Even at the bottom, we have this little swirl. All this flavor text is very funny and thoughtful. Like it's just really good.
Yeah, one thing that I really like, which is maybe not intentional, but it does work, is that the little strings from the coconut kind of trail down and create this like they blend in with the smaller lines in there, and then that becomes that whole thing.
Yeah.
So you're kind of riffing on those little hairs from the coconut.
And that's on blending photography with illustration in a perfect way where those two things are complementing each other. It's good stuff. Great composition. You're really committed to the bit on this one, and you got it going. You got it balanced. You got it interesting. I'm proud of you.
Well done, Shabir. This was great. This was actually our winner for the Fruitiganza challenge.
Exactly.
And it scored the highest at a 14 out of 15 with a 4 on beauty, 5 on technical, and 5 on creativity. It was very, very well done.
I'm commenting and liking it as we speak. Great job. This was
very well done.
This was a heater. This is a heater. Amazing work.
Yep.
All right. Next up, we got more manimation.
I think we've got like 6 more to look through.
We got 6 more to look through. We're going to go a little quick. Our website is telling us that there's a lot of people on it right now. That's exciting. Y'all are going. I think that we're going to add some more slots to the animation challenge just for you kids. I think we
will as well.
We're going to add 15 to 20 more slots. So after this stream is done, go check the animation challenge. There's going to be more slots in there. We're going to have
There's
even
literally
more
a sound design piece made for you from a prominent sound design studio for you to use for your portfolio or whatever you want. It's great.
It's sick. You don't even have to worry about sound design on this next one. It's already done for you.
That's right.
Anyway, here's another submission for Power.
This one is from AW.
AW. There it goes. It's a short little one. It's a quick little one for y'all.
And we can keep the feedback the same way. This one scored a 3 out of 20 on this one. 1 on motion, 1 on beauty, 1 on technical.
Yep.
The thinking behind that was we just wanted more motion, you know? And there's not really a whole lot of time to be able to like get into a concept here of like how it translates to power as well. We assume that it's like a knob that's turning something on with a switch, but it like does the opposite where it makes everything dark. So we're not quite sure. But motion wise, the things that could help most here, some easing in a more like intense way. Right now, you're just not quite sure when it's going to do what it's going to do because the anticipation isn't really followed through on. It kind of just like sticks there when it gets down past that big swing, you know? So it's just kind of unexpected on what's going to happen next and not in the way of like, ooh, yay, fun surprise. It's just kind of a little uncomfortable. You could lead the witness a little bit more by maybe using like scale or something so that scale is making that knob like larger or smaller depending on how close it is to doing its spin as well. Also, side note, the grain or like glitchy texture there doesn't quite feel like it matches. And I think that's because it almost feels like it's just like a 1920 by 1080 box that's shrunk down over top. It doesn't really feel like it's made for that element, you know? So if you masked it and made it circular or something, that might feel a little bit better.
I agree.
Yeah.
But also you've got like really smooth kind of wobbly strokes going around this dial, and then you kind of like contrast that with glitchy harsh effects. So it's kind of like a weird approach, if that makes sense. But I think I think maybe if every time you sort of switch the dial it was glitching it a little bit, and then the shapes was more sort of squared off, and maybe it was an octagon or a hard circle, like it would feel a little bit nicer. But I think because of the kind of organic texture you've got on that thing, it kind of fights itself in a weird way. So
exactly.
Yeah.
I like this little turn. That's all I'm gonna say. It's cute. All right, you're on the board though. You got points. That's what's up.
Well done.
Oh, next we got this. This one's crazy, y'all. This one's
Yeah,
wild.
this is sick.
This one's bonkers and a little bananas. So get it.
Shabir tears in the chat, by the
There
way.
are also 20 more slots in the next animation challenge. So hop in there now. Now. There are
Yes,
20 slots.
Shabir.
And there's more than 20 people watching in here. So
Yes.
odds of you getting in, if you don't do it now, hop on in.
See if
Easy's.co. The
it'll be
challenge
the
is
quickest
right.
filling of 20 more slots ever.
Hop on in.
Precisely.
Easy's.co. It is
More
free
slots.
to sign up and join.
Just
Go
for
on
y'all.
in.
I
Shabir.
will show you the sound effect here in a second so we can get even more excited. But Shabir, yes, you did win the first design challenge on Easy Ease
You
in the
did.
history of Easy Ease, of the design challenges, which have just started.
Of the world.
Of the world. Congratulations. You and your
Well done.
coconuts went and won.
We absolutely loved it.
Good job. Well done. And you can see it on the real quick. I just want to. No, I'm just excited. Hold on.
Yes.
That's it.
Shabir, your piece is featured on the homepage of the site as well.
Yeah, check this out. Check this out. Homepage. Look at this. We scroll down. There he is. There he is. Don't worry about the slots. They'll, as people get more and less points, they'll have a 1, 2, and 3 and stuff. But look at that. Wins 1. That's exciting right there. That's big.
Designed by Michael is wondering if we're going to extend the due date for Bright since we just added slots. That may be worthwhile, dare I say, since it is closing in 3 days.
Closing in 3 days.
Yeah.
We can extend it a little bit.
Each week, you see.
When
All
y'all
right.
want it. When y'all
To
want
a
it.
week from today.
Week
I've
from
just
today.
done it. It's
Oh my gosh.
happened. You have
More
a week from
points.
today. Hop on in. Get
Hop
more
on in
points.
there. Look.
Jump
look.
in.
Look at these posts of the month. Don't worry, we're getting to Ola's. This
Don't worry,
is
we're gonna get to him.
this is a sick one. But here you go to browse challenges. If you want to go join one, you go to Bright. There it is. And then look at, oh my God, look at all these people.
Look at all those people.
Pablo's
in there.
back in it. We're going for it. Oh my
I know.
God.
I know.
Rohit's
We're
in it.
hopping
It's good. It's good stuff. And you just go ahead and hit join challenge. I'm not gonna do it because I'm not in this one. This is for y'all.
in.
But here's the sound effect if you guys want to hear it. That's
It's
delicious.
cool. It's a cool one. It's a
That's-
really nice one.
That's amazing. All right. Back to submissions. That's my aside is over. Here we go. Scroll down. Here we go. And we're in this one. And I'm making it full screen.
Nick M's. Let's go.
Look at how spooky.
Yeah.
Look at how sick.
This one's sick.
That's sick.
Yeah.
It's got some really good moments in there. I'm excited. I'd said a lot for the last couple ones. Somebody else talk about this one.
The part where the shards all explode and it kind of goes into a 3D moment is like very, very good, very strong.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's
I
got
really like it.
refractions in the glass of the background. Yummy, 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 yummy. Is all
I
I'm
just
saying.
noticed this like really cool diamond at the end. Like I think on top
Mm-hmm.
of the skull there is this.
Sam loves diamonds.
I do love
If y'all want
diamonds,
points
This
for
is
Sam,
really
put
cool.
diamonds in your stuff. He can't help
Sam.
himself.
Yeah.
Sam's not allowed to grade the ones with diamonds. Nah, way too biased. He
Too
loves
biased.
the diamonds too much.
Too biased.
Yeah.
Too biased.
Look at that little glow. That's that sideways spooky
It's so
glow,
cool,
and
yeah.
same in the
Sure.
eyes. Great
Mhm.
stuff. Like even the guy that he fought is like laying
Oh yeah, you
down,
get the
good
defeated
detail.
guy there on the
He's
ground.
dead.
He's
Yeah.
dead.
Killed him.
You
Oh
get some
no.
really interesting, cool texture going on in a lot of
Mhm.
this. Some very exciting stuff.
This is giving me Call of Duty vibes, or like old Call of Duty vibes. I think.
Sam gets mad and fights people when he plays Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Don't tell them
That's
that.
what we've learned here today. I gotta give props to the refraction within those shards, like the
Yeah.
reflection being different within there, like the lensing that's happening.
Mhm.
Very, very cool.
That's very nice.
Our only notes that really like brought the score down on this one a little bit was that it might have been like a time limit thing. Honestly, that's my assumption anyway. But like The easing felt a little stop and start at times, where it felt like something was going to be smooth, and then it kind of just like sat, and then it started moving again. There's a couple pieces towards the end that are like that, especially the pillars that show up one by one. But the main thing was like you've got so much detail on all these other objects. However, then when we get to the end, the reveal is just like the same guys we saw, but then just like 3 shapes. And we weren't quite sure why or like how those fit in super well. It also like limited your glows a little bit because that white is taking up so much room on your screen. So it makes it hard to like appreciate the intricate glows of the other stuff.
You got so much depth in so many spots, but these primitive shapes with the circle, triangle, square, I feel like they don't continue that motif, and I want more.
Yeah.
What would have been really nice, now that I think about it, is that moment where you've got like all the shapes popping up on the pillars as you pan across, is if you just had like the other like more of the challenger thing, but it's like each one just pops up, next one pops up, and it's like kind of like a moment of like, I'm thinking like Avengers Assemble type thing, and then it comes to the end and it's like all of them together and they're all with the person that they killed on their thing. I think it'd be nice. I don't think that would be too time consuming to just do that a little bit.
But I would also feel like it continue the story better because the shapes here are like not as obvious as to they have like a motivation as the characters all do.
Unless this is that Nick is fighting this other guy in here, and then his real challenge all along was the shapes he made along the way. Could be. I don't know.
We also clearly can make cool ass 3D shapes like here, so I want to see more.
These guys could be the heroes that you have on the pillars.
This one got a 12 out of 20 with 3s across the board.
Really good
12
stuff.
On the board for Nick.
Yeah, good job, Nick.
M.
Delicious.
Yep.
He also streamed his process for this on Instagram, so follow Nick M. NickM.aep, I believe, is his handle. Do it. Also, just so you know, of those like 20 slots I just said, there's only 15 of them left. So
oh my god!
Quick, you might want to hop on in bright if you're going to participate in that challenge because we're not going to add more slots after this. So hop on in easy's.co, sign up. There you go. What is our next one?
We got this one next. We got like 4 more submissions to go through real quick. So stay tuned. Here we go.
This one is from Jeet Sampat.
It's got no sound.
No sound. I can go through the feedback kind of quick on this one if you want.
Okay. My biggest note is that I wish it was more satisfying because it's almost really satisfying and how they all like fit together. But as soon as they fit together, it explodes and it's got no anticipation for that. And I find that to be a problem.
Yeah. That's my main thought. It's like teasing me that it's going to be like fully nice and complete, and then it's all gone. It's like building a really nice tower when you're younger, and like your sibling just comes and knocks the entire thing down, and it's like, why'd you do that?
Well, maybe that's a commentary on power.
Could be. I don't know, but we didn't think that. So
no, I think it would be really, really nice if you kind of, even if you are going to keep the timing as it is, and we go on the non-satisfying route, like just to have some light beams kind of shining through the cracks, and then it kind of like shakes a bit and then explodes.
Yeah.
Be some really nice anticipation. But the other route you could take is have it complete really nice, and then maybe you get more red blocks that stack on top of each other, then it gets knocked over or something like that. It just needs some anticipation and then a good connotation of power, which would be good.
Yep. I agree.
There's some other little notes like the styling on when it gets dark. It's really hard to see any of the stuff. There's not a lot of illumination. These things are like really bright in contrast, and everything hangs in the air before falling, which feels like some strange motion. Also, with the loop, the camera movement doesn't like slow down. It kind of just hits an invisible wall is what it feels like. And this piece right here doesn't loop. It like switches. So be careful of some of those things. Good job.
6
You're
out
on
of
the
20
board.
with 2211. Thank you, Sampat. Excited to see you in the next one.
We have got 3 left.
Yes, we do.
Here's Motion Ninja back again.
Motion Ninja has returned.
Cinegraph vibe? Is that what it's called?
Cinematograph.
Yeah.
A cinegraph would be like he's not a godly animator, you know? He's sinned. But no, a cinematograph is like you may have seen these before. It's a photo, say of like a street light or something, and nothing is animated because it's a photo except the street light is like blinking on, you know. And we felt kind of similarly about this. While elements themselves are animating, it doesn't really feel like there's a cohesive like story being told here, or like the motion is amounting to like build something together, you know. And so it feels more like a poster in some ways, which is funny because he submitted the poster one as well. So for example, something that we thought could be helpful is like he does this thing where he's got this like ball of goo, and at first it's like nice and spherical, but then whenever he's mad, he's like shaking it around and it gets all goopy. It could be cool for the anticipation to like make everything pretty dark up until he does that like moment, and then you're able to see everything, you know, and then it goes back, which is like some little story or something. Design wise, we liked how the skulls at the bottom looked, but felt like everything else didn't quite match, especially like the eyeballs that are surrounding the scene. They feel a little like just too vectory sharp compared to the like more organic shapes you've got with some of the other things. So may want to just like take some of the eyes you're doing with other things and make them goopy there as well. But
not all the like grain and stuff is consistent either. Like grain's on a lot of the purple stuff, but then not on the eyes and not on the character and not on some things.
Yeah, and also we've got like skulls that are floating around in this liquid at the bottom, and then the eyes are just stuck there.
Yeah, they don't
So
move.
maybe it's even just a little bit of like refraction over the eyes or something like that. I don't know, Austin, you might have already said this, but it would be really nice to sort of start this with a zoom in. It gets nice and dark, and then he holds it up, and it like zooms out and reveals everything, and the light kind of reveals all this detail. But sort of we're giving it all straight away, and we just are looping in this kind of world. So it's kind of like there's not much story. It's kind of hard to have that moment of like, oh my god, wow, when you're given it on the first frame, you know?
right.
So
There's no real like payoff, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So we gave this a 4 out of 20 with a 0 on motion, a 2 on beauty, a 1 on technical, and a 1 on creativity.
There you
Motion
go.
Ninja coming at you with 2 submissions in the
Two
first
submissions.
go. Let's go, Motion Ninja. And he's already in the next 2, I believe. So
Oh
you're
my
going to be seeing a
God.
lot of Motion Ninja.
You guys
all
coming
around.
for you.
Hop on in.
Thank you for
Use
submitting.
that
Next we have strawberries, berries.
From actual mango tree, which kind of hurts me a little bit on the inside that they had a challenge about fruit, and even though their name is actual mango tree, they picked everything except mangoes. So I don't know how I feel about that, but this is where we are.
This looks to me very much like a smoothie ad.
I agree.
Yeah, I can see that.
Your
All
local
the fruit
smoothie
coming
store
together.
has a new deal
Fruit
on
salad.
berries,
Precisely.
and this is where we land.
All right, I've got some thoughts.
Go ahead.
Right off the bat, the type and the background feel pretty disconnected from the photographic elements of all these berries coming together. I would have also liked it if you kind of committed more to something like a composition that's a little bit more interesting than just the central thing with all the berries coming together. In that same vein, maybe commit to just one fruit. Also, gooseberries are gross, so...
Gooseberries are gross. They seem like they'd be so good. Sometimes they call them golden berries, but they taste bad.
They taste bad. But don't worry, that didn't factor into how we graded this one.
It didn't.
I feel like it could have just been pushed more. The concept here is just essentially berries, and then you laid them out in this sort of spiral. The type doesn't feel extremely hierarchically set in that these colors are very dark, and then the main text is actually lighter and slightly bigger, but doesn't feel like they kind of have the same hierarchical value here, strangely enough, because of the darkness and the brightness. And a similar issue is going on with some of the fruit. I want to see you push these designs a little harder and make a little bit more bold compositions here.
Agreed. I think my main note design-wise was the actual treatment of the photos themselves. The berries, we talked about this yesterday. It may just be that there's more images of all the other berries available online easily, but the gooseberries are like getting some pretty funky treatment sometimes, with like some of them almost being black and white, and it makes them look like a little moldy. and kind of undesirable. So I think just be careful in the images that you're choosing.
Yeah. For all the fruit, there's just really inconsistent lighting.
It's true.
I mean, especially on the left vein of strawberries. Like, you see how shiny some of them are, then they're already matte, and it's like...
Right.
You also
what's
kind of
up? So,
choose more of a style / treatment on images / the whole poster as a whole to kind of push things a lot closer together. If you went with more retro coloring filters and like a lot of grain, this could have felt more cohesive just by adding some stuff like that.
Needs some things to tie it together.
It does.
But this one got a 4 out of 15 with a 1 on beauty, a 2 on technical, and a 1 on creativity. 4 on the board for actual mango tree. We are rooting for you.
We are. I want to see you keep submitting. I want to see you get amazing. Also, kudos on
pun, by the way. Just
kudos on cutting out all those berries. That's like a lot of berries to cut out.
Yeah, seriously. That's why we gave the extra point on technical, because that's a lot of berries to cut out of images.
All right, last and very far from least.
Very far from least.
Very, very far from least.
You might say the furthest from least.
I would say the furthest.
One could say that. One could.
You could say that.
Will we? I don't know.
I already see a little remove winner solo button for me, so you can kind of assume that we have a winner here. Here we go. I'm just gonna play it. It's got sound.
Please do.
Enjoy.
Yummy.
Amazing.
I love this piece.
It's short and sweet and beautiful. The motion feels amazing, and the concept is delightful.
Strong. Man, we've got both winners in the chat here today. Olgerd is our winner for the Power Challenge. He has been chosen. We also had our boy Shabir in here for the poster one as well for the fruit. So thank y'all for coming to hang out. But most importantly, thanks to both of you for submitting. Olgerd, this piece is fantastic. I love that you didn't have to go as hard as you did, but you did it anyway. There's like a nice variety of scenes here. You just like there's some stylistic changes in the sense that like the ending is like pretty pixelated, and you still managed to like really craft the vibe there. You even added, and don't think I don't see that detail, you even added like a little teeny tiny bit of red gradient at the top left of that screen, so it feels like you're looking at an old monitor or something. Which is just really, really nice.
Yeah.
I really like it. I know Will and I were both geeking over the movement on your laptop shot.
Really well.
That feels really, really nice.
Yeah, it gets pulled. It feels really good.
The really shallow camera lens is almost everything on that.
Yeah, that
It
blur
feels
is
really
amazing.
nice.
The FOV is delightful. The flashing things here. Look at that frame. Look at that. Oh my god, look at how much fun we're having. This is so lit. That frame.
Oh,
Yummy.
That frame is sick, yeah.
Then you
I
got
also saw-
this thing, the chromatic aberration, like phantoming outline thing that's happening here. Amazing. The sound at the end. Can y'all just hear this real quick? Amazing. I do love that.
It's
And
really nice.
we got the notification that you submitted this 1 minute before the deadline. So fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play indeed. Fair play indeed. Also, just so y'all know, if you submit early to a challenge, you can edit your submission and update it as you go.
Yeah.
You can just like keep replacing your submission. So don't feel like you have to wait until the very last minute to submit, but you can if you want, like Olgerd did.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Amazing
that's
job.
a good one. Olgerd, you got a 4 out of 5 on motion, 3 out of 5 on beauty, 3 on technical, and a 4 on creativity for a total of 14. And that's why you'll see him plus our other folks at the top of the leaderboard, Leon and Sahil, all got 14s. So they're all hanging. And you know what that tells me? They're the ones to beat. Hop on in, claim their glory off of the leaderboard, and grab your spot.
Or
Do
if you have glory on the leaderboard, keep it there.
Maintain it.
Maintain
Hold it.
that glory.
Hold
Stay on top.
glory.
Look at all these people on the leaderboard just doing it up. Thank you to everyone that submitted. easyease.co. Go join these challenges. They are filling up quick, and they will continue to do so in perpetuity. So go on, get in there. We don't have that many slots left. There's literally 4 slots left for the next poster challenge here.
That's right.
So get in there.
Hop on in while you can.
For
Get on in there, and we will be doing challenges almost every week. We're going to start doing monthly challenges as well. And please know that when we say it's a weekly challenge, we're not expecting it to actually take someone an entire week to do. As you can see, there was varying lengths of animation in here. Some people only had time to put in like 5 seconds of animation. Some people had enough time for like 20. That's really up to you and doesn't necessarily affect the score, as you can see. So doesn't have to be super crazy. Hop on in. It's a good time. And hope to see y'all in some challenges soon.
For real.
This is exciting.
I'm going to let it.
Same. Glad to have it
push
out.
up a little bit. Just chilling for a little moment. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you very, very soon. Bye, y'all.
Peace.